Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to the video. There's another paid request, this time for PsychoHobo. And if anyone wants to request any type of reviews, topics, reactions, commentaries, re-reviews, randomness, out of the blueness, what have you, meaning topics, reactions, video game playthroughs, random topic, reaction to a list or ranking or something else, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal, usually the best bet, or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. As PsychoHobo wanted me to react to this documentary on H.P. Lovecraft. The author here is called H.P. Lovecraft, Fear of the Unknown, which is about an hour, 29 minutes, and 20 seconds. So, if you want to follow along, just type up in another tab, follow along with me. Why don't you put the video in there? Because I don't want to steal the person's video. But, and if you do send a request, I will get to it as soon as I can. But yeah, here we go. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. I know of H.P. Lovecraft. I wouldn't say I'm far from an expert, but I know there's a lot of movies based on his work. How faithful that is, that's another matter. The oldest and strongest emotion of mankind is fear. And the oldest and strongest kind of fear is fear of the unknown. Very true. That's why people are so afraid of death, among many other things. Because we don't know for certain what's afterward. We have beliefs, but we don't know 100%. He's a crazy motherfucker. His father was from Boston. His father was going crazy, going batshit. Ooh. Hmm. So his father was a crazy nut. Went to the mental hospital and the mom went to Rhode Island. Oh, the Sandman. Neil Gaiman. He did Sandman, right? The comic? Peter Straub, author. That name sounds familiar. Of course, Guillermo del Toro. Made sense he would be on here. He makes a lot of his films have certain creatures that seem they would come from H.P. Lovecraft. Cthulhu type of things. Ramsey Campbell. Lovecraft, Fear of the Unknown. WYRD, Word documentary. Because the bird's the word. I like that they have the artist name by these really cool paintings. Unspeakable names of the old ones. I know in the Mouth of Madness, John Carpenter was inspired by H.P. Lovecraft. That's a Lovecraftian type of movie, In the Mouth of Madness. For me, it's not specifically based on it, but for that vibe, I would say In the Mouth of Madness was the best one. But then you have H.P. Lovecraft's Reanimator, H.P. Lovecraft's From Beyond. I did In the Mouth of Madness is not based on H.P. Lovecraft. It's just inspired. Also, what was that Nick Cage film? Color Out of Space? Cthulhu. Cthulhu for you. Of course, Stuart Gordon. You gotta have Stuart Gordon there. Cthulhu for you. Rest in peace, Stuart Gordon. Drink to that guy. Lost too many good horror directors. Wes Craven, Toby Hooper, Stuart Gordon, Larry Cohen. Now Anthony Hickox, Jeff Burr. Caitlin Tiernan. Is that a guy or a girl? I don't know. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm asking a sincere question. Was that a woman or a man? I don't know. That's a sincere question. Not me being a dick. Xenophobic? Really? He was xenophobic? I am Providence. Born August 20th, 1890. Damn, 1890. 454 Angel Street. Must be special. It's got 2 L's in Angel. S.T. Joshi? Oh, he's a biographer. Damn. 1797. Coat of arms, yeah. So did he, and I wonder now, maybe this will be told later on, if he was bad, did he inherit badness hereditary from his dad or something else? Yeah, it's true. I thought that was a girl, but definitely not a masculine child because he's got long hair and looks like wearing a dress. Because that picture, I thought it was a girl because it's like long hair, looked like a one-piece dress. Former mother was devastating him. Uh-oh. Just don't be Norman Bates. God, look at that mustache. That's a come catcher mustache if I ever saw one. It's looks like being a western in a saloon playing cars and getting shot in the back. H.P. Lovecraft's dad. They showed a picture of him. Well, drawing. Book of the Thousand Nights and a Night. Age of Fable. Now nobody reads. I wonder, I mean, obviously I haven't been in school since I graduated in 2002. Makes me wonder like how schools are nowadays. Do kids actually read books in schools? Do they just have tablets? They look up shit? Wikipedia and shit? You didn't have to send your kid to school? Huh. Oh, astronomy, of course. What's out there, what's up there, what's past our galaxy, our sense and sensibilities. But yeah, I mean, you look at space, you gotta think, hope, imagine, or be terrified that there could be a lot of things out there, because if not, there'd be a hell of a lot of waste of space. Somewhere out there, there's gotta be some thing or things that became like we did. But even if it's so, if within, imagine Earth was the size of my pinky, this, and that's Earth, and the whole thing is here, that would take decades and decades and decades and decades and decades, centuries, to get from one to the other. Even if, what if there was only like 3 planets, including ours, that had life? 3 out of hundreds of planets. Even if someone knew, it could be like a needle in a haystack and find the one planet with fellow life. Could be that case too. Night Gaunt? Is it Batman? He created Batman. No, of course not. I know. Of course, Bay says Edgar Allan Poe would be referenced. I've examined. Oh, yeah. Oh, John Carpenter. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, John Carpenter did In the Mouth of Madness. Lovecraft didn't like his own work. Maybe keep, yeah, I mean, on one hand, it keeps your ego in check. On another, it's, if you don't think you did good work, then you always think you have something more to prove. I mean, I can relate. I don't like my videos. I don't know why people watch my stuff. I'm never satisfied with my videos. But, I mean, I'm a very, 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 very small channel. But it seems a handful of people seem to still like it. So go figure. So I can understand that sentiment. Although HB Lovecraft was much, much, much more successful. Mm. I mean, if you didn't have much school training and teaching, and then thrust into high school, it's like, yeah, math is gonna boggle your fucking mind. I shunned all human society. So just tip. Just John Carper saying H.P. Lovecraft's kind of a crazy person. Just something about that made me laugh. And I do like John Carpenter. He's my favorite director. Nowadays, with some of his behavior, it's like, dude, come on, just enjoy your life. You got nothing to be grumpy about. Your parents retired. You can do anything you want. People consider you one of the greats of horror. Just sometimes he just this grumpy demeanor, and it's like, come on, dude. Xenophobia. Subhuman Russian rebel? For society to be stable, it has to be homogenous. So, I mean, I get what they're saying is that that was an era where racism. I mean, people think racism is bad nowadays. They don't know what they're talking about. I'm sorry, they don't. When you look at history, you look at just how absolutely insane it was back to the day. Even just in the 1970s and 60s, let alone the 1920s or the 1890s. Like, people don't understand, man. I'm not saying it's all sunshine and rainbows, but to say that nothing has changed, you're ignorant. Things have definitely changed, and there's definitely been huge leaps and bounds of that. Of course, we live in an age where TikTokers are reading a fucking letter to America from Bin Laden and praising the fucking thing and saying, the dad was so good and right. These are TikTokers nowadays, man. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? With the world of today, I don't understand it. One damn bit. Don't understand one damn bit. That's the world we live in. Dagon, yeah. Which that was turned to a movie. Captured Sailor. Wasn't a fan of the movie. The movie didn't do much for me. I didn't. Not saying the story's bad. Just wasn't a fan of the movie. Just the movie was just uninteresting to me. I do love these pictures. I love the artwork. That deep one, the previous one with the color scheme, I like that. It was like a deep. It said deep one, and they're kind of staring at more colors on it. I really like that art. So at the end, it's the narrator is did it follow him home or is he going crazy? Man, these are deaf. Jesus. Hmm. John Carver mentions how a lot of his stories nothing happens, especially narrator. They start terrified, they end terrified, and they uses these words that kind of specific that could be confusing to a regular schmo, pretty much. So I'm listening to what they're saying. 17 stories. Pretty damn impressive. Really impressive. Hmm. So, so yeah, John Carver definitely took that for Prince of Darkness. The ending where he reaches the mirror and it cuts. That's the ending of Prince of Darkness. Granted, the lead guy's not a ghoul, but if you see John Carver's Prince of Darkness, that's the end. There's the mirror, goes towards it, cuts, the end. So maybe Prince of Darkness was a H.P. Lovecraft type of influence as well, not just End About the Madness. Embarrassed about his physical appearance. Okay. Hmm. So the mom was a fucking fruitcake too. Fucking fruitcake. Damn, the mom went to institution too? You have a dad that went to institution. You have a mom that's crazy going to institution. Fucking hell. So she died in 1921. He made. So H.P. Lovecraft made jack shit for money. Sounds like most of us today. That's the thing. People don't realize how many of these people that they look at as legends or they look at as a name that has followed into horror or whatever genre, how a lot of them they either died poor or they didn't really get much in terms of finances. I mean, look at a lot of the stars of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. A lot of those actors, they didn't get much of anything. The actors of Dawn of the Dead, like I'm talking about actors, but even Bill Finger, who created a lot of stuff people associate with Batman, but that was more of the other asshole stealing all the shit and saying he did it all, which he did some, but Bill Finger did a lot of stuff and he didn't get the credit and died poor. Because now we're talking about the story Reanimator. And of course, Dr. Herbert West. I wonder what H.P. Lovecraft would have thought of the movie Reanimator. Wow, that really does look like Jeffrey Combs, that cover. I mean, if he's that xenophobic, I guess he better be lucky to be a white woman. If he's a black woman, she don't kick his ass. Dealing with pile driver. Jump over HP. The HP points have been depleted. RPG style. Oh yeah, she's Jewish. Makes me wonder what the fuck does she see in him? Okay, she is carefree and easygoing and let's go out. What the fuck does she see in him? A nervous, shy, xenophobic, eccentric. Okay. Hmm. So she got him to New York City. It's just nice to see people like Stuart Gordon in there because again, I liked I liked Stuart Gordon. I liked Reanimator. He did this film called Dolls, Fortress. I didn't love every film he did, but there's a couple in there that I did like. Weird Tales, the Unique magazine. I don't know if I could say sci-fi and horror are marginalized today. Well, I mean, maybe when what year? I'm trying to remember what year this came out, but I wouldn't say sci-fi and horror are marginalized. I mean, especially like sci-fi. I mean, you just say most superhero films involve sci-fi and horror. I mean, from these films like Smile and Insidious films, Saw films, all this other stuff. They definitely get some momentum or hype or box office. Exorcist Believer was a piece of shit that still made, what, 130 some million worldwide? Five Nights at Freddy's definitely made a shitload of money. So, there you go. So, again, would you really call that marginalized? Respected, that's a different conversation. But I wouldn't say March. But again, maybe when this came out. Because again, I don't know when this came out. Obviously, it came out when Stuart Gordon was alive. So maybe by this point that was the case, to be fair. But yeah, I don't know what year this came out. This documentary. Uh, Sorry, just clean my computer up a bit. I'm still watching. She felt like she could change him, but she couldn't. Felt like she could change him. She felt like she could change him, but she couldn't change him. That's a mistake. Never assume you can change someone. Miss Titanic University. Arkham, Massachusetts. The Mad Abdul, huh? Necronomicon, title page 1548. Of course, Necronomicon Ex Mortis and Evil Dead movies. Plenty of other movies I mentioned in Necronomicon. And Miss Titanic University, I mean, there's been movies. I always think of the first time I ever even heard of H.P. Lovecraft was honestly a movie called The Unnameable, which I do like that film. I know it's not a beloved movie. A lot of people don't like it, but it's pretty much a monster in a dark house where kids go into the house, they get trapped in there, they shouldn't have gone in there, they're trapped in there, this creature kills them one by one, while two people, they figure out what's going on, or assemble something's wrong, they journey there. What the hell was the name of the cat? That wasn't what I thought he said. What was the name of the cat? I'm definitely not going to say what I thought he said. I don't want to rewind because I don't want to screw up the timing, but... What the fuck did he say? I'm listening to description of the story. Well, the first thing that came out was H.P. Lovecraft cat name. The name of the cat seems to be a dark breed of ragdoll. It's what I thought he said. It starts with an N. The black cat starts with an N, ends with an man. Lovecraft owned a cat by that name until 1904. They say he's xenophobic. The rats in the walls. Sorry, I know they mentioned the plot, but I wanted to hear more. The rats on the wall. An American moves to his ancestral estate, found the death of his only son during World War One. He moves in. Him and his cat hear the sounds of rats stirring behind the walls. He learns that his family maintained an underground city for centuries, where they raised generations of human cattle to supply their taste for human flesh. Ancestor Walter killed his entire family in their sleep and left the country in order to end the horror, leaving the remaining human livestock and surviving relative to be devoured by the rats inhabiting the city's cesspits. Maddened by the revelations, the guy attacks someone in the dark of the city and begins eating them. Mental institution. God maintains it was the rats in the walls who ate the man. He continues to be plagued by the sounds of rats in the walls of his cell. Jesus. Horrid red hook. Story begins with Detective describing an on-duty incident at Red Hood, Brooklyn. Phobia of large buildings. In the basement, he comes across a door that breaks open and sets him inside, revealing a hellish landscape. He witnesses human sacrifices and a ritual that reanimates a corpse. It's found in the basement, which is hidden above him, killing everyone outside. Cthulhu means a female genitalia? I didn't even get that. Unless he was... If that's the case, then after getting some pussy, make Cthulhu the hero. There you go. Write that story. He finally gets some pussy, eats it, fucks it, all that, and then Cthulhu's the hero. Hmm. So he was losing it. In New York, he was losing it. He was losing it. Motherfucker can't support his wife, so he pretty much runs away. What a pussy. Fucking pussy. Goes back to Providence. The Call of Cthulhu. Yeah. So then I was going to the store, Call of Cthulhu. Again, love the artwork. I love John. I will admit, I love John Carpenter in this. He has a sense of humor. He must have been scared of fish. It must have been something he had against fish. He has all the sea stuff in this movie. See, like, there you go. That's the John Carpenter I like. Just having fun. He's not being grumpy. Just fun like that. Probably because maybe there it's like, thank God I'm not asked about Halloween for the 852nd time. Talk about something different. Which I can understand that, to be fair. I can understand that mentality, if that's the case. Or because, just talk about something that intrigues him. Because he's been asked about his movies countless fucking times. On a side note, like, what would I... Okay, I know this is a side note. Like, what would I... If I ever met John Carpenter, I'll be honest, I would ask him about Dead Space. I would pick his brain about Dead Space. What he thinks of the 3 games. Do you like other games like that? If he made a movie, do you know... Like, pick his brain on it. To worship Cthulhu. Bring Godzilla and kick the shit out of this guy. Another version of the devil, except slimier. Yeah, I love John Carpenter in this. He's like my favorite part of this so far. Clulu? That's why it's supposed to be Clulu? But he says, well, it's an alien sound that we're not supposed to be able to pronounce anyway. Clulu. Really? It was rejected. So this publisher, Weird Tales, seems like a stick in the mud and a pain in the ass. Yeah, I changed a bunch of stuff. And then $165. Jesus. $165, that's it. It's crazy. Fucking crazy. George Washington. No, of course not. The Charles Dexter Ward House. So this whole time he's away from his wife. Might as well say divorced or whatever the hell you want to call it. Again, can't try to change this guy. That guy looks like Chris. That painting looked like Chris Sarandon with a wig. White wig. Chris Sarandon from the original Child's. Yeah, he kind of looks like Chris Sarandon. If you put it the white George Washington type of wig on it. That or a drunk casual Al Pacino. Hmm. Hmm. A little bit of a detective story, okay. Has there been an anthology that's done like short stories? I mean, I know there was that movie Necronomicon, but like, I don't know. Actually, I can't remember what I know I've seen the Necronomicon movie. I can't remember if those were all H.P. Lovecraft stories. Yeah, cosmic horror. Left in a drawer. Wow. That's interesting. They have one guy who's at least a little bit of a critic, as in, they're talking about the color out of space. It's funny, John Carver said it should be a movie. Technically, there was one movie, but it was very, very loosely. It was called The Curse in the 80s. And then later on, there was a movie with Nicolas Cage called Color Out of Space. Because The Rock and the other stuff that was also in The Curse with Will Wheaton. Will Wheaton from the movie Stand By Me. But then later on, Nicolas Cage was in a film called Color Out of Space from the guy who directed. I know the damn. This is what you want. This is what you get. God, how can I forget the? Check real quick. Richard Stanley, who did Hardware. Color Out of Space. Yeah, Necronomicon. Yeah, so yeah, that was three stories: The Rats in the Walls, Queer, The Whisper in the Darkness, by H.P. Lovecraft. Okay. I don't know, but I wasn't really a fan of that movie, Necronomicon. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking like a better anthology film. But yeah, I actually didn't mind The Curse or Color Out of Space. I know a lot of people didn't like them, but I didn't mind either one. The Dunwich Horror, I've heard of that. Definitely have heard of that. Inbreeding between gods and men? Shit. Inbreeders! One ugly motherfucker. Could just summed it up like that. It's one ugly motherfucker. What is the fucking unnameable? $240. He want to write for more a year. How does he afford all the other shit then? I mean, if you pay like $240 and stuff, I wonder how the finances of that generation, how they were. Like how much is rent and food and water, like all that stuff. Probably not the same as we think of nowadays. Obviously, it's not. What the fuck I'm talking about? Pretty much they're talking about how his writings got better and more descriptive on the creatures and things of that nature. Oh, Robert E. Howard. Hmm. Uh, yeah, sounds like they haven't seen much husband and wife. Oh, she plead, hey, we could do something. Ah, the wife lived till 1972. Wow. The Whisperer and Darkness. Hmm. Reaction discover new planet, Pluto. Well, new planet, but I still think it was weird that they took Pluto away as a planet when they were so apparent, was so adamant for so long. That's one of the planets, Pluto. Not anymore. Sight. Like, it's funny. I live in an era where we thought of Pluto as a planet, and now that seems so long ago. It's weird. So the story is all done with like series of letters. Okay. Did great artwork. Like this type of artwork, I mean, would be nice to see animated with this specific artwork. Like a heavy metal, the 80s animated film. Yeah, you take, heavy metal from the 80s, that movie, that rotoscoping, but there's also other creatures and stuff in there as well, so not just rotoscoping. The really creepy, ethereal store. You can make some pretty cool stuff. So they got food. Hey, if you're willing to give food to put your brain in a goddamn canister to be jettisoned, I don't think that brain's getting much usage where it's at in the first place. I don't give a fuck who, what, when, where. I'm not putting my brain in a canister to jettison out. You need my brain that badly, the rest of the body goes with it. My eyes, my ears, my mouth, my dick, it all goes with my brain. We're all part of the same core. Arctic horror. Misty Time Expedition hits paleontological pay dirt. Animated anthology, maybe. That'd be cool. Like animated, like series. Animated series. Like 10 episodes. Each one 40, 45 minutes, maybe 30, maybe done in that heavy metal style animation. That'd be cool to see. That'd be cool to see. Pre-Cambrian race in the Arctic. Crazy ass designs, man. For a second, I'm like, oh no, never mind. That's Who Goes There. Then the Thing from Another World, and then John Carpenter's The Thing. But this is a different, very different. So they'll. Yeah, yes, that would be creepy. Like you find out this thing wants to dissect you. Who wouldn't be freaked out about that? Yeah, who wouldn't be freaked out? Shoggoths? Hmm. The old ones in the Mountains of Madness were architects and scientists. Intelligent beings. Yeah, wasn't Del Toro wanting to do At the Mountains of Madness for so long that never came to be? That's one of those movies that for years, or stories, for years seemed like people. There was like Rendezvous with Rama, I believe it was called. Arthur C. Clarke, I believe. Rendezvous with Rama. And At the Mountains of Madness. Like the two stories that have been forever. Are we ever going to make a film on this type of thing? But now, if you did it, would it be looked at as underwhelming? Hmm. So Guillermo del Toro's made a connection between the Alien and the Mountains of Madness. Yeah. He mentions who goes by, who goes there. Yeah. I'd like to hear John Carpenter more of his thoughts on the Mountains of Madness. Hmm. I hate to say that kind of looks like Brian Thompson from. I know that's mean to say, but from if Brian Thompson was bald, kind of look a little bit like him from Stallone's from Cobra and more Common Annihilation stuff. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, a lot of stories he didn't send it in. Wonder if maybe John Carpenter kind of relates to H.P. Lovecraft in a weird way because You know, he mentions that a lot of people didn't respect his work at that time. Kind of like a lot of John Carpenter movies. A lot of these films would come out with Carpenter. Big Trouble in Little China. All these other movies didn't do well. Hmm. Digestive trouble. Yeah. Cancer in small intestine. Wow. 46 years old, 1937. His ex-wife lived to 1972. And before that, he had got his big payday. Man. Man, that's pretty damn young. Also, I know it's by H.P. Lovecraft. Huh. Hmm. Well, I have to think that wonder who got the money from all this. I'm just wondering who got the money from all this. Because, was it H.P. Lovecraft's relatives, his aunt or something? Hmm. Hmm. So they grab the stories, they add on their own stuff and pass it on. And Lovecraft was cool with that? Hmm. Okay. Well, I did. Yeah, Stephen King's The Mist, yeah. Well, as long as the original versions of H.P. Lovecraft is available, then I guess, yeah, people can do their interpretations of it. Just like in movies and stuff. H.P. Lovecraft Film Festival, there you go. Writer has to be dead 100 years before he's taken seriously. Probably, sounds about right. I wonder if their short stories are there. I don't want to say comic books, but magazines. I wonder. A kind of magazine that have this beautiful artwork as well as the story. Like his verbiage, but then this beautiful artwork. Yeah, I would say Pirates of the Caribbean, that Davy Jones. Yeah, never knew about these Cthulhu merchandise. Call Cthulhu video games. Okay, for some reason we have this like rock music going on. I didn't realize, but I blanked out. Metallica had called Cthulhu. I didn't, or their way of spell Cthulhu. And sadly, H.P. Lovecraft didn't get a lot of the. I mean, didn't get the huge success. I mean, his eccentric stuff made him not leave. I mean, being eccentric, he couldn't leave and go anywhere. He loved this woman, but then his, not nepotism, but his lifestyle, his own got in his own head. His deficiency in his head made him so that, boom, they got divorced, and he got paid $500 and died that early. I just, man, I know it's going through all this like. Yeah, they believe in the fantasy. Some even believe that Cthulhu is real. People people believe a lot of crazy, stupid shit. A lot of people, there's a escape from reality, but a lot of people escape it way too much. Like they want to escape their livelihood so much they need to believe in something more out there. Either they're too depressed or too bored or too yearning for an escape that they'll find any way to do it, no matter how ridiculous it could be. So now these guys are doing their final thoughts, so Got about 3 minutes left. Interesting to learn a bit more about the guy. A little bit, some of his stories. And love the artwork. Cool to hear from John Carpenter. Nice to see Stuart Gordon in there. May he rest in peace. And yeah, nice to learn a little bit more about the guy. So appreciate PsychoHobo. Appreciate it. Sorry, I doubt this will be the most enticing, informative commentary. But a lot of it's because I'm listening to the dialogue. I mean, listening to what they're saying. Ramsey Campbell, John Carpenter, Guillermo del Toro. Nice to hear from him too. Stuart Gordon. Alright, so that is H.P. Lovecraft, Fear of the Unknown. Let's see, does it say a year on here? I'll look at the artwork. Excuse me. Howard Carter, that's 2005. Just a lot of the references to the other stuff. So I just looked it through the years. Images from Alien, Thing from the World, Reanimator poster, Hellboy poster. 2003. The year I saw the highest was 2005, so there you go. So there, 2009. Okay, this is 2009. Wow. Okay then, well that answered my question. 2009. Because that's what the copyright says the in there. So yeah, that was me reacting to H.P. Lovecraft, Fear of the Unknown. Thanks once again, PsychoHobo, and you're probably the only person that's going to see this all the way through. If you're not, if someone else did, feel free to comment down below. But yeah, they should do one of those like thick books where it's all the stories, but like beautiful hand drawn, you know, kind of like not a comic book, like a magazine where I don't know, just maybe someone has and I don't know about it, but anyway, that'd be at least cool to look at, like those type of drawings that you see in there. But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later.